I know it's a black screen and I'm sorry, but I'm driving right now. So this is just going to be to listen to, which you know what? It makes sense. I'm not eye candy. You're not missing out on anything. But as long as you can hear me clearly. Um, I want to talk about the mindset of people that might be diagnosed or not diagnosed, classified as vigilantes. And I have found there's a lot of misconceptions about it as far as these people taking things into their own hands and this and that, basically talking about more of a narcissistic problem, a narcissistic mindset. I listen to that and I think, well, that's just not true. It's really not. That's not the way a vigilant. That's the way a vengeful narcissist thinks. But a vigilante will see an injustice, not something they perceive as an injustice, something that nature classifies as an injustice, such as women of a certain age, very young, being violated against their will. And we can determine already by the way that makes you feel, by the way you understand it, that that is a crime against nature. It is nature that has, I guess, dictates that such things are evil because we feel that naturally. Nature gave us that. So a vigilante does this not for any benefit for themselves, but because usually they have had an experience in their past, usually childhood, and usually um, it is a trauma that is like a long-term trauma. And I'm sure you've seen children being um, abused, mistreated in such a way by their own guardians in such a terrible way that if it happened to you one time, it would be a traumatic experience, let alone it being your life, years of going through this as a child. Now, apparently, a vigilante does this because when you are able to stop the harm of a child by stopping the abuser, in a way, it heals that child that you were, that little defenseless person, a little bit more, a little bit more. In a way, it's getting back at your abuser as a child. That's what I hear. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I don't care. What I know is that a vigilante tends to look at that child, understand what that child's going through, and they want that child to have a life. They want that child to be saved. It is about that child, not them, not their past. It is a compulsion, you see. Many people have compulsions, and they, they try and make it out to be as though compulsions are always bad because it's compulsion. That's simply not true. With the lack of justice today, we don't have enough justice minded people with the compulsion to need to stop harm to innocent people. Others look at this as revenge and them acting outside of their authority as the government did not grant them to cause harm to another person, that person being the abuser of innocent people. It's not about that. And the fact that people think of that first is a problem because it shows their lack of compassion and understanding when it comes to innocent people being harmed. And it is those innocent people being harmed that needs to come first. Now, There's a big problem going on in society right now. Society right now is going after people who have already been caught, they've already changed, they have learned their lesson. They might be on the sex registry and have a criminal history of such things, and they've moved on. They've apologized to their victims. They're even contributing to society in a positive way. And people in society go after them anyway. There's a big YouTuber who hired an employee that's a sex offender, and instead of him being praised for it and thanked for giving that man a second chance, he's being attacked for doing this thing that's the correct thing to do. Because when people have a stable life and a good life, it keeps them from causing crime. If they have an unstable life and they struggle, they lead to their compulsion. And that compulsion can sometimes be harmful towards other people. And society right now is moving towards people that are no longer a threat. And society is having a great time being harmful and cruel to these people, as though it's somehow justice. But they're not doing anything. What they're doing is they're creating and they're increasing the odds of those type of criminals, or those criminals specifically, of committing such crimes again. And the reason people in society do this is because they're cowards and they're too afraid to go after the ones that have not been caught. And the vigilante-minded person understands this. They know that the ones that are not caught are the ones that are a threat. The ones that are active are the ones that need to be stopped. If someone stopped doing something, I don't care. I don't care about their past, what they've done. I don't care. I care about what they're doing actively now. What are they doing to society now? We need to focus on cultivating a society that rewards those that have been able to change their ways and be able to produce good things for people, including victims of such terrible things, while also in the same society not being a coward, being an action taker. So when you see something, you say something. Learn the signs. These people who are going after others that are not currently active and doing anything bad, they're too lazy to learn the signs and go out and do anything. But they will put it all over YouTube or whatever that they're harassing this person that has nothing to do with them. So this leads the vigilante to have to play catch up. There's just not enough people looking to make a difference or looking to take any positive action in any way towards such things because they're cowards. And this cowardice that is so overwhelming, especially right now, is such a problem that when the vigilante sees this, it drives that vigilante to have to continue and put everything into doing the things that other people aren't willing to do. A vigilante will see 100 victims, save 99 of them, and only remember that one that they weren't able to save. Because it's not the people that you save that matter. It's great, but it's the ones that didn't. And they think about the ones that they weren't able to save. What that one must have felt like. That one's future, if they're even like, it's that one that sticks with them forever. I I don't want to get negative, but I mean, it's true. I am disappointed to see just how bad things have gotten in society when it comes to the lack of enforcement on criminals that are actively doing things, along with the waste of resources and people's energy on going after the ones that aren't doing anything. The ones that are attacked are either people that did it before and are no longer doing it, or the ones that saw the problem and took action to resolve it. But that is what drives the vigilante and why they have to do what they do. Not that they want to. When it comes to compulsions, it tends not to be something that people want to do. You see what I mean? And when it comes to compulsions like OCD and stuff like that, it's something they don't want to do. They feel like they have to, but they don't have to. But with proper vigilantes, especially when you get into people who joined the anonymous belief system that was very big online over a decade ago, and what drove those people, they actually have to. Because besides it being a compulsion, them feeling like they have to, it's something that needs to be done because we, the people, are the ones that need to take action, especially when the government fails to do so, and especially when the government tries to restrict the people from taking proper actions. Anyway, I just wanted to get this out there because I think it's important. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.